Alright. Hi everyone. Today we are going to be teaching how to make I'm going to say it a simplified cat ear, but we'll see how simplified it becomes or complicated. Either way, we're going to be using a flat plane, and we're going to be using a screw modifier. So let's get to it. First, let's bring in our flat plane. That's all we're going to have to do with a flat plane, because we're going to actually be drawing with a single vertice. And to get our single vertice, we need to collapse the entire mesh in on itself. So to do that, we will use M and then merge at center. M is the hotkey for merge. You may hear thunderstorms in the background because my laptop is playing thunderstorms, so just a heads up. Well, now that we have our single vertice, let's move it over. So to move that, we're going to use G and then lock it on the x-axis by using X. I'm only moving it over 2 squares, and then we start drawing. Now, I'm just going to do a cute little one. It's just going to be a kind of a triangle shape. So let's do that. So E to extrude up. Remember, we're drawing, so we have to bring it up ever so often, then extrude again. My mouse is a little bit of a pain today. Okay, now that we have this much, we have enough vertices in here to start moving things around to make it look a little better. So G, bring that one in nice and close, and then this one down some, down. I'm just using G to adjust where I want these. I'm sorry, but I have to be very particular about the way I do this. Because I have to visualize a half of an ear. And this looks just plain wonky out like that. His kitty ears are a little more pointed. Okay, well, we have this done. Now, I said we were going to use a modifier, and the modifier is the screw modifier. So let's go down here to generate, and then look for our screw modifier. And we don't want it going on the Z, we want it on the X. Wait, nope. No, I guess we want it on the Y. Anyways, but we don't want 360, we only want 180. Like that. Wait. Oh, no wonder. Okay, yeah. Well, let's rotate the entire thing on X by 90. And then bring it up to about there. And then change it to X. Wait, no. Z. Hard app. Oh, that's the problem. Always something with me. Okay, let's bring this back down to the proper axes. There. Now we have a cat ear. Ta-da! Perfect. Now, front face view. And, that is a little too flat, so GZ to bring it up into a little point. Alright, well, I hope you guys liked the video for today. Okay. Let's not stop with just the ear looking like this. Let's give it some depth. So we'll add a new modifier. And this modifier is going to be a solidify modifier, which gives it some thickness. So let's see. I want her to be how thick? Thick enough to be a kitty ear. No. Let's go inward and even thickness. We need to have this. Why do you want to overlap there? I think that's mostly because of the fact that we have it way too close to the center. So let's move it away from center to minimize the overlapping up top. No. Bring it back like this. Okay. Be nice if this thing had clipping, because we'd get rid of that issue. But it doesn't, so oh well. Let's see. Thickness clamp. I don't know what that's for. So I'm not going to, yes I am. Well, I very well sure don't want it shrinking at the top. So, yep, nope, we're not going to be using that one. Edge data, nope. Bevel, I don't think we... And if I want to bevel, I'll add a bevel mod. Woo! Let's do that. Bevel. All the way down here. And our bevel is... I don't know. Don't think I like that. Let's move it up some. Actually, I think this should come above the screw modifier and everything. Get rid of the bevel. Leave the screw modifier. Then, let's see. Now that I've moved that up above the hierarchy, let's see how it looks when we add more thickness to it. Are you even getting thick? No. Well, darn. Down below, then. Hi. one thick ear. Let's just take that all the way back down to tiny. About like, not like that. There. Now we have an ear. So we don't like this little hole at the top. We're going to take and go to object mode with our little mesh and apply. Oh, pickle me. I hit delete instead of apply. Anyways, there. Now they're all applied, and now we have mesh. Yay! Okay, back into mesh mode. We are going to take and deselect everything by Alt A. And the first thing we do is use C to grab all of the bottom down there and M to merge its center. Then make sure to deselect everything. Now we're going to grab all of these up here and M, merge at center. Now Shift C, A. Oh, what do you know? Looks pretty good. Whoop. Now let's see. I don't want this ear to look just like those conical domes that's been spliced in half. I'd actually like it to have a little deformity. So I'm going to grab first 2 on my keyboard, and then grab this, make sure proportional editing is on, and then, whoops, that's a little much, but let's do that. Why not have a little bit more of a curve to the itty bitty ear? And how you change the influence value is just by rotating your mouse inward. Now, grab these and G. Let's rotate on Y. Nope, let's not. Let's just say it's done. But anyways, we have a nice little deformed ear. Okay. Now we need to take and yes, the fun part, sarcastically said, we have to UV map this puppy. Okay, Alt, select, Now, mark seams. Boing. Now we should also come in here and every two mark a seam also. That way it'll open. Now let's do the same for the top. 1, 2, grab a seam. And then, then, no. There. And we need to take and mark that. Do I want to mark that as a seam? Yes. Alright, now let's see. We definitely have to mark this down here as a seam, and that as well as that. Okay, I didn't grab too many things. Okay. Now, if I've done this right, everything should open up nicely. So, grab it all and unwrap angle base, conformal, minimal. I'm going to do minimal stretch because I don't like stretching. Would have been nice if they'd better pack these islands, so let's go over here and see if we can't find where they have that little thing called pack islands. There it is, yay! All of this looks good because I'm too lazy to, really? I think I'm gonna grab this one and turn it. Would help if I turned proportional editing off, because yes, proportional editing even works in the UV editor. There. Now see if the lousy thing would take and do stuff like this, then my UV map would look a whole lot better. Yay! Okay, now that that's done, let's go back to layout, back to edit mode, and we're going to add in, well, texture. Now let's see if this works. Go to 3, and that 3 is 3 on your keyboard is the shortcut for face select mode. So that's what we're going into, is face select mode. And please forgive me if I'm going too fast. You can probably, while this video is on YouTube, you can probably slow down the playback. I just hope I'm loud enough for all of you to hear. Okay. We are going to take and grab, hold Alt and grab. Well, that didn't work. Oh well, individually selecting, it is. Then let's see if Control Plus works. Control and plus. Ugh. Fine, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a smarty pants, and I'm going to hide this, and then grab this and Control L, because yes, I am a stinker every now and then. You know what I forgot to do? Forgot to take, while in here, Alt-H, grab it all, and I forgot to take and add in a new image layer. And you have to have an image layer or else you can't really texture it. So, image layer, we're going to name this thing ear. Yeah, it'll just be complicated. And this is going to be by 512 by 512, and I'm going to use I'm going to use we'll use the color grid. Ta-da! Alright, now we have that. Now we can take and go back into our layout, back into edit mode, deselect everything, and then, like usual, well, like last time, hide this, grab this, Control L, yay! Now, materials, new material, thank you, took long enough. Okay, and we're going to name this inner ear. Assign. Okay, and then color base, we're going to make that a image texture. The image texture is nope, that's not where I want to be. I want to actually go to texture. Sorry, tons and tons and tons of folders in here. A lot of which are, yep, there's the texture. I need to find on deck. There she be. And then down to the cute little pinky and white dots. Now, assign. And let's see what our little pinky white. Hi. We're going to change that. Okay, now. I want to Control I to select the different one. That Control I inverts the selection, basically. So now we need to put a new one here and another texture image in. I just don't want to take and touch the UV map, so I'm doing it like this. Okay, no, no, go away, go away. Open this one. Now, let's see. Shouldn't you just like, no, because it's in document stuff. I will find texture again. a sign. I'm weird, I know. Okay. Well, looks weird, but eh. Because you have to remember, we're only getting so much of the map at a time, so it's not going to give you the entire thing. Because these don't have their own map, they're sharing a map. Alright, now, let's Alt-H and assign that part also, because that is part of this. There. Tab out, and now we see a cute little weirdly textured ear. Okay, and now we'll go in, grab the entire thing, print face view. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Alright, we'll just grab these bottoms down here. Because I don't want these curling up like that. Now, front face view, SZ0. Now bring them down to the Z-axis, like that. Then grab everything, and we're going to move it all on the X-axis over to about here. And then add a modifier in. Our modifier is going to be a mirror modifier, so we have 2 ears now. Now, normally I would not condone doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway, so 2, and then grab these edges, and I'm going to bevel them. So Control B, and then just pull them out a little, like that. And that gives us a smoother roundness. I am not going to say that our next lesson will show what we put these on, because I may end up with a different idea for the next lesson. But that was how to make cute little kitty ears. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining. Have fun. Bye.